First of all, it feels like we haven't been on in like, I don't know how many years. How long has it been? Like a week?
You'd only missed one episode.
It feels like years.
John,
What's up,
years? Come on
Chimes?
now. Hey.
Hope y'all doing well tonight. We recognize that the NBA Finals is on, and that's a big competition, but you can do like Primo, and you can do just like this. Finals on one screen, WNBA on the other, John and April on another.
Exactly.
Chicken wings on the way. Let's go.
I love that right there now.
That's what I'm talking about. Benicia, what's the deal? Good to see you this evening. Andrew Francis, what's up?
Andrew?
He says, is the naturally man creator, is he the naturally man creator? Yes, he is. And you're about to see him tonight. He is coming on. We have a guest tonight again, and we are excited.
Yes.
In fact, this is our second time in a row. Like, Q just needs to be on the show from now on. You know what I'm saying?
In this, oops, sorry.
That's what you thought. You were trying to figure out what you were hearing earlier.
Yeah, I was like, why am I hearing that? I muted my daggone thing.
I don't think you did.
I did.
What's on your phone, too? What's going on? My goodness. Everybody got the show on every device in this piece.
You know that I have all of the stuff on. You know that.
I should show y'all her setup right now.
Madeline, I was going to say
Madeline
something
said,
about
"What's the
you
deal?"
not being here to dance with me.
Now, there's got to be other chimes on here tonight. Chimes, wherever you're coming from, please tell us. In fact, you know what I want to do tonight? Tell us where you're watching from, and then also tell us whether or not you are watching the NBA Finals or something like that at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's fine. We don't mind if you're watching us at the same time as someone else. And we also know a bunch of y'all going to watch the replay. That's fine, too.
I don't think they really care.
Whether we mind or not, that's true. They don't care at all.
I don't think they care.
Oh, man.
Yes.
So you know what? I meant to look it up beforehand. I don't know. Is this Men's Health Awareness Month, or is it just Men's Something Else Month?
I think it's Men's Health Awareness Month.
I think it is.
I'm just saying that
Yeah,
confidently.
we'll find out.
If you say it confidently,
you should
then
Google it
everyone
right
will
now. In
believe
fact, you need to just ask one of the chimes to look it up. They'll tell us
they
right now.
They always know. The chimes can just tell us right now.
But there's a reason why we're having this guest that we've had on recently again. We're having him on again tonight. Ask Dr. Q. If you saw the ad for this episode tonight, you already know that Dr. Q is going to be with us again tonight. He was just with us, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, whatever it was. It wasn't that long ago. I think it was just last month.
Yes, but this is Men's Health Month, and I was going to say Health Month and not Awareness, and I would have been on point.
Just Men's Health Month.
Yes, it's Men's Health Month.
Okay, so it's not the awareness, but the fact that
but
we're talking about it.
But it says to share education and awareness.
Okay, so it's Men's Health Awareness Month.
Yes,
okay, all right.
Yes.
Benicia said it's also Black Music Month.
Ooh, we should have had the black music on tonight.
What's wrong with the music we had on just now?
You know,
that wasn't
I didn't
black
say it was
enough.
wrong. No, it wasn't black enough.
Okay.
If it's actually Black Music Month, that was not black enough. No. But I'm glad to know that. Thank you for that.
Hilarious.
You know, the chimes always be telling us what's going on.
Yeah, they know what's going on. What's going on? Okay, so bottom line is that this is Men's Health Month. And so Andrew says the month of June is dedicated to men's mental health awareness.
That's not what the internet says.
And June 10 to 16 is International Men's Health Week. It's meant to not only raise awareness of men's health, but of men's mental health issues.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. Nowadays, I cannot keep up with the months, the days, the weeks. It's just too many now. I mean, you have daggone popcorn month, you know, and taco week
trail
and
mix
all
month
that.
Or something like
trail
that
mix. Let me tell y'all something.
Didn't your principal make trail mix for school because it was trail mix month or something like that?
Made the trail mix for
it
trail
wasn't
mix
the month
day.
though. It was like trail mix day. Yeah,
but
it
I'm
wasn't
saying,
the whole month.
If you look it up, there are days for everything.
You're
Taco
right.
day.
You're right.
It's like chips day. I mean, really.
But you don't mean to say that Men's Health Awareness Month is small and minor.
I was not trying to say
okay,
that.
just making
I was
sure.
just saying that there's so many things that it makes the regular, the good, the actual
stuff
months and
not
stuff
as
just
meaningful.
Right. Because it just goes right into the lump.
So you think having a taco day makes Men's Awareness Month whack? Basically, it makes
not whack.
It makes it easier to not notice it or something.
Or not even know that it's it because there's always. I mean, think about it. She just said it's Black Music Month.
Right.
I mean that's right along. I mean that's too many things to remember or keep up with.
Primo says I was gonna say that. Please, April Nixon. What was he gonna say?
I don't know
what he says. I don't know what he's talking about.
He's probably playing me, so don't even ask him what he meant by that.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, I choose joy.
That's
yes, she. This is.
I'm looking at her
I know.
face right
my
now.
brain is. I'm having a.
I'm gonna remember, but it doesn't matter. Right now, Andrew Francis, National Red Rose Day, June 12th.
Are you kidding me?
See, I didn't
See
know
what I'm talking about?
You know what I'm
like that's just, and I'm allergic to roses, so
right.
I really don't.
So you don't really care about that one.
Yes,
yeah.
I don't care
you
about
want
that
one at all.
Yes.
Tammy. Yes, I knew that.
Tammy.
Tammy.
Listen,
that's
do not.
My bad.
Listen. Our brains
we
right
that.
now. Hey, Tammy. I need everyone to know that I Choose Joy. Tammy helped us with the name of our audience.
Tammy's the one that named the chimes.
Tammy's the one that named the chimes. You remember we asked you guys
a long time ago. We said we want to name the group.
She gave chimes, and we were like, yes, that's it. So thank you, Tammy.
Yeah, so Tammy's the original chime.
Tammy is the original chime.
Yeah,
yes.
for real. Okay, so we need to talk about who the show is by tonight.
Yes, so today's episode is brought to you by Natural E Man.
Yeah, it is.
A natural, complete supplement designed to boost your performance both in the gym and in the bedroom.
Yeah, sucker.
This powerful supplement enhances energy levels, sharpens mental clarity, and supports physical performance, ensuring you have the stamina for both your workouts and your personal life. And it's not just for men.
Wow.
Yes, women can benefit too. Many have reported great results after incorporating Natural E-Man into their routine, and I am one.
You are one of those women?
I am one of those women.
Yes, you are.
It has been so awesome for me.
And I need
I'll
to
talk
report.
about that in a minute.
I need to report how it's helped my personal life.
Listen.
Hello?
Order today at naturaleman.com, www.naturaleman.com, and use promo code CHIMES10. Thank you, Tammy. CHIMES10 to get 10% off.
Now, real quick, just so you know, one of our chimes, who will remain nameless, but he's in the chat right now, and he was the one that told us about naturally the National Red Rose Day. He said that when he first tried to find Naturally Man, he accidentally typed in Natural Man, and it was something else, and then he realized, oh man, I left off a letter. So don't forget the E.
Yes,
natural Natural, the letter E, man.com.
And I just have to say that this has really been, and I'm not just saying this, I'm serious, guys. This has really been a huge benefit to my life, adding this. So I've taken supplements and stuff, and it's like, okay, over time, it's like, okay, you're waiting for it to work, and it doesn't really work, but it hasn't worked like this for me.
Right.
And I mean, when I say my workouts, when I say my energy, like it really, really, really gives me something that is extra. And it lasts all day for me.
Yeah.
Like it lasts all day.
Right. Same with me.
And, anyway, I say try it and see what you think. Because
use the code, people.
Chimes 10, get that 10% off.
Get your 10% off.
And I'm going to say this too.
You know what I'm saying?
I actually did not use, I didn't use it yesterday because I was fasting.
Yeah.
And I saw a huge difference.
Yes. It was like
starting off my day.
Same thing.
I saw a huge difference.
Especially in our workouts. It wasn't as good. You know
so go ahead and get your
naturaleman.com. Chimes 10% off. By the way, according to Andrew, the code works. So, you know
yes,
what I'm saying?
It does.
He did it and he knows. All right, let's bring on our guests. We are excited tonight to have Dr. Q, the inventor.
Yes.
The person who created Naturally Man, and he had good reason to do it. He's probably going to share some things about that tonight with us, and we're going to bring him on right now. This is Ask Dr. Q. What's the deal, man?
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, so glad to have you. I think our chimes on IG saying they can't hear. I'm not hearing anything.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know.
Chimes
just
on IG can't hear? Now I have
this
everything here right now. Hold on a second. Let me just figure this out, because we want the chimes who are watching on IG to be able to experience what's going on. I think we need to make sure that the microphone is correctly chosen. But I think I already did that. At least I did in a previous episode. Let me see. Video input is that.
Audio.
But it's not showing me audio. I don't understand why that's happening.
Well, we're just going to have to
That is not good, man.
Move to YouTube.
Say it again.
They can move to YouTube.
Of course,
Yeah.
they can watch
Move
it
to
there.
YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm just going to put in the chat. Sorry. Okay. Let's move on.
So I don't know why this is happening. I got to figure that out. But That's not good. I'm very sorry. Sorry to all the Chines watching us on Instagram that it's not working.
I'll handle that. I'll handle that over here.
Figure that part
But we
out.
got Dr. Q
Anyway,
on, so we got
Dr. Q here
start
now.
the show.
We do. Yeah. We got to go right now. Q.
Yes.
People know you already, so it's not necessary for us to go through the long introduction because you've been on here multiple times. But I do want to say that you are indeed the person behind Naturally Man. Maybe since we just talked about it, maybe you can talk about for a second what inspired you to come up with this supplement. Like, why'd you want to do that? First of all, it is amazing. And we're not just saying that. We actually use it. So let me just give a little background.
They can hear, by the way.
They can hear now?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
So let me just give you a little background so that people know what happened. So Q reached out to us a while ago and was like, yo, I want you to try this supplement. And so we got it. And
so I'm going to be honest with you.
The idea was we need to see if it works for us before we decide whether or not we're going to rep this thing on our show. That's basically what happened.
Yeah. But I was not for using it at first.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's for men. Nah. It says natural E-man. No way.
And I was happy about that because, I don't have very many things that are just mine, Q. You know what I'm saying? So I was all right with that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then we talked to you, and you were like, "No, seriously, no, you can use it." And I'm
like,
okay.
I think you were very impressed. May not be the right word, but you were definitely feeling some kind of way about the results that I was getting while we were working out. You were like, "Oh,
I was
shoot,
like, hold up,
this is like way better." You know. So she was like, "Let me try it," and then had amazing results. Anyway,
same here. Like, so I didn't know that Christine was going to get on it like she did, but like I started taking, I was like, man, like my life, literally, I felt so much better. Like my workouts, I was like, I do not literally want to go a day without it because you can tell, like you said, when you are going a day without it, you can tell.
There's
a difference in your energy levels, your focus.
Yes.
Just the other day, Christia, we were traveling, she was running, and she did. I had the supplement, she couldn't find it, and so she just ran without it. She was like, "Oh my goodness, this sucks!" Like she just why, and she was like, "I didn't have the supplement," and so I drink it in the mornings, pre-workout. I mean, I'm crushing these workouts.
Same.
I drink it throughout the day. It is just, I don't want to go a day without it. So it's nice to hear other people say that. I don't like, I'm not into, snake oil or anything like that. It's like, I want to do something that was like effective and that I would take, and hear other people enjoy it as much as I do is just very gratifying. So
thank you, man. Thank you for making it. I thank you for, allowing us to be able to, tell people about it. Cause we don't be lying on this show. Everybody knows we tell the truth about everything.
And if it's something that we like, we're gonna share it.
Exactly.
And the thing I'm glad about is that I can trust you. You know what I mean? Like I trust that you are. I know that you care about health and about people's health and about making sure that things are done with excellence. You've always been that way, so it's great to be able to know that what I'm taking has been studied, has been thought about, intensely to the point where they're going to be good results. And I feel it. I see it. I'm so excited. And so we're telling everybody about it.
Well, I appreciate it. And to answer your question, it really came about after I got a little tired of not addressing people's real issues, because when men come, like we'll talk about this today, but men come to my office and it's just like you talk about mental health. This will give you some mental health issues, right? If you're having trouble getting it up, it affects your psyche. It affects everything. Your sense of a man, all of that. But I would see them coming up with all these health issues, and all I was doing was giving them a pill and saying, here, fix it with this, but I'm not doing anything for your general health that led you to this problem, right? I'm not helping your diabetes, your cholesterol, your hypertension. I'm not doing anything. And I shifted. I'm like, you know what? Enough of that. Like, I'm gonna actually sit down with my patients and tell them why, and don't rely just on a pill. Get healthy healthier.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can fix a lot of ED with just diet and lifestyle.
Wow.
You
All
can.
right, don't get ahead of yourself now. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear about that. But before we do that, we need to play our little game. We got a different game tonight.
Yes.
Our game is called Top 3.
Top 3. I'm so excited about this
I'm
game.
excited about it too because I want to see what you're going to say.
Yes.
So we have 3 different top 3s. We got 3 different things that we're asking Dr. Q are his top 3 in these particular things. And April, what's the first one?
Okay, so the first one is, what are your top 3 favorite doctor shows or movies?
First of all, do doctors watch like doctor shows?
And when you watch it, are you like, that don't happen? That's fake.
That's how I want to know.
Okay.
Like, do surgeons watch surgeon stuff?
Right.
Or you like, that's
I'm
weird.
gonna keep it real with you. So I really love. Y'all remember Doogie Howser?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I love that show, and that was when we were young, right? Like because I saw kind of myself in that I wanted to do that. And then I really loved ER.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
ER came out when I was in medical school.
Yeah.
And then I started like understanding medicine for real.
And you're like, this
And
is
then
fake.
what you say? This is fake.
It was hard to watch.
Oh
Wow,
my
are you
goodness.
serious?
They would, when I started criticizing, no, they wouldn't do that. No, you gotta have a mask in the OR.
Right.
No, you gotta put gloves. You got like all these things. I was like, I can't even enjoy it anymore. You know, so
Wow.
That's crazy.
yeah. But I think maybe a third one is not a show, but probably a podcast that I like. Stephen Bartlett, The Diary of a CEO.
Oh, me too.
April
I
watches
watch all of the episodes.
Oh,
So
dude.
good.
He's good.
It's so good. He has so many good guests on there that talk about health.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw one recently where a guy was talking about the effects of sugar on your health and stuff like that, and why it is that drugs like Ozempic work and stuff like that. So anyway, it was a really good one.
It was really good.
But
Really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
well, that's cool. So
That's
we just
good.
learned something
Okay.
new. So basically, you're a doctor because of Doogie Howser. Okay, that's good.
But
And
then once you became a doctor, you were like,
you're like,
ER is
it's
whack.
whack. Okay.
All right. Okay. Second, number 2.
Yeah.
Top 3. Where am I? Oh, top 3 most prescribed medicines over the last 2 years that you have subscribed.
Prescribed.
Subscribed.
That's a
prescribed.
I mean, it's got to be like Cialis or Viagra, like that's for sure.
Of
I mean,
course.
that's definitely top. I think second probably would be testosterone
okay.
supplementation, and the third would be there's a bladder spasm medication for overactive bladder that I really like. It's called Myrbetriq.
Okay.
And I like it because it doesn't cause dry mouth and constipation like the other drugs in that in the class do. And for people who have like overactive bladder, I mean, it really works. So, and they're not paying me for this, but yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's interesting. Okay.
All right, last one.
What we care about the most.
Top 3 weirdest surgical cases. Top 3.
And we know you probably can't share names and all that kind of stuff, but you know.
Wow, y'all not ready for this. So.
Oh, bring it on.
Just like that?
Dude, people, it's wild out in the streets, man.
Really?
It's wild. Like people wild. Like people stick objects up their urethras.
Urethra?
Yes, this is a thing.
Wow.
I have taken out pencils. I've taken out worms, like a fishing lure worm.
What?
You're right. We ain't ready for this.
No. I've actually fished out a bullet one time in someone's bladder that had gone all the way into their bladder. So yeah, that's crazy. Like that's a thing.
So you could have a
That's
whole
a
show just
thing?
on like weird.
That's a
cases.
thing.
People fight. They got their own little kinks and whatever, but urethral stimulation and urethral play, like that. There's a genre of that out there that people are, it's crazy. And like the looks on their faces when they have to come in and like
I'm sure. Man, that sounds painful.
Man. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was a nice top three. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that.
That last one was
and we learned a lot too. You know what I'm saying?
It's wild.
All right.
Okay, so we got some questions for you tonight. Tonight's episode is really about ED. And if people don't know what ED is, that is erectile dysfunction. And the thing that I think made us want to talk to you about this tonight is that April saw an article recently. I don't think she read the article, but I think she read the title that had something to do with basically it seems like men who are younger and younger are experiencing erectile dysfunction. And for us, at least, we're lay people. We don't know about this kind of thing. For us, that seemed weird because we automatically associate erectile dysfunction with age. We think if you're older, that's something that you have a hard time with when you get older or something like that. And so we really wanted to talk to you about all things ED today. But we wanted to start with that. We wanted to ask that question. Is it true that there seems to be maybe younger and younger people who are experiencing it, and why would that be the case? Maybe we don't understand something about ED.
Definitely want to know why.
Yeah, so when a young person comes in with ED, it's really for a different reason. There's something called psychogenic ED, which is basically it's a mental thing, right? And so it could be for various reasons. I've seen guys in their 20s coming into my office, and most of the time it has something to do with performance anxiety. Okay. And so they kind of psych themselves out of an erection. Sometimes it could be because of cognitive dissonance where they are doing something that they feel like they shouldn't be doing. And there's a conflict there in their head and they can't perform because of that. But I think a lot of it, we touched on this last time, is porn. I think that because of isolation and because of the addictive properties of porn, how, the dopamine gets released and how you just, that has to, in order to get that same hit or high, you got to do more of it. You got to ramp it up. And every time you do something, you're creating a neural pathway in your brain of how you seek pleasure or how you receive pleasure, get pleasure, right? And so you're seeing all these things. Much of it is not realistic, and that's how you're training yourself in a way, right? And so now that's how I'm used to getting pleasure. Now, when I come over here to a real person, that dopamine release isn't hitting like this because this is not what I'm used to. So I think that has a big part to play in it as well.
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
So that psyche can really get you too.
So then saying that it sounds to me like there might be different kinds of ED.
Oh yeah.
So what would they be? If I mean, are there like multiple? Is it like 1, 2, 3? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are the different types?
So the biggest one is vasculogenic ED. So that's when there is an issue with the blood vessels. You got to have blood flow in order to have an erection. And you have disease states that cause narrowing of your arteries and clogging of your arteries, that obviously affects your erections. And so anything like diabetes and high cholesterol, hypertension, obesity, all these things lead to clogging of your blood vessels. A sedentary lifestyle, can lead to that as well. And so that's probably the most common cause. You have neurogenic.
So that first one you said was vasculogenic?
Vasculogenic,
okay,
yes.
Got it. All right.
Yes. So you can have neurogenic, which is, you got to have good nerves in order to stimulate the blood vessels to have an erection. So diabetes also, that affects their nerves. That's why diabetics have to get their feet checked because of the blood flow to their nerves. They go dead, right? So that can happen. If you've had pelvic surgery, like for prostate cancer, your nerves that lead to erection were damaged. That can be a cause as well. There's hormonal causes of ED where you have low testosterone.
Wow. Yeah.
And testosterone is that male hormone that makes us feel like men. It gives us our energy, our libido, our drive, our motivation, but it also aids in our erections. And when your T is low, it's hard to respond appropriately to stimulation when your T is in the tank.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are the major. Psychogenic is the other one that we talked about just briefly.
So psychogenic, you might actually say, AKA performance anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
So
just
with that, is that the same thing? Performance anxiety and is the same as ED?
no. Well, performance anxiety can lead to ED
Can
because
lead.
ED. So the definition of ED is the inability to achieve
Mm-hmm.
and maintain an erection sufficient for intercourse.
To achieve and maintain. Okay.
Sufficient for intercourse.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the classic definition. Okay.
Yeah. So there are guys that can get it up, but they just can't sustain it, and that's still ED. That's different than premature ejaculation. But performance anxiety can lead to a difficulty in maintaining the erection to completion. So
Wow.
that's huge. Yeah. And obviously, if you've had radiation or a surgery, obviously that affects things as well. But those are the more common causes of ED.
So do you think that stress plays a part in?
Oh, yeah, that would be part of the mental piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, stress. When you're stressed, your stress hormones are elevated. Your cortisol levels are elevated. Your cortisol levels, when they're elevated, actually diminish your testosterone levels. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so that's why, like, man, guys, we need outlets. We need things to lower our stress because we're walking around all, tensed up, bottled up. We got all the stress from the day, from not expressing our emotions, just all this stuff. And we live with higher cortisol levels, and it weathers us and it ages us. And I think that's one of the reasons why we don't live as long, because we don't have healthy outlets like women do. Women talk,
Right.
they talk about their problems. They don't mind, and they release that, So stress definitely does. Anxiety. I think we talked about the nervous system the last time, parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, but that your when that sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight nervous system is activated, that leads to blood flowing away from your penis into your limbs to run or fight, and obviously that leads to ED. The crazy thing about it is that our nervous system is not hasn't evolved, with over time. Like the same chemical cascade that happens when you are afraid that you're going to fail in the bedroom is the exact chemical response that happens when you see a snake or when you see a lion or whatever. Your body doesn't say, okay, that's just this or that. Stress, anxiety, it's all the same, and it happens in a way that physiologically affects your ability to perform either way.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Man.
That is crazy,
is actually
man.
very crazy because I didn't think it was that could affect it that much.
Right.
The things like stress and mental health. I just didn't think it would affect that part. You feel like that's separate from the brain. You know what I mean? Like.
So it's funny because years ago I learned about this idea of low T from you. I had never heard it before. You mentioned it to me. I don't remember what we were talking about. I'm not sure how it even came up. And I think you said that a lot of men who have certain kinds of jobs and no outlet end up getting low T simply because of the stress that's involved in their lives, and they don't realize it, and maybe it's impacting a lot of stuff, could end up with ED, but it could be other things too that having low T can kind of impact. I thought that was interesting back then. And I also thought it was interesting that you don't necessarily have to get a shot of testosterone to fix it, right? Isn't there something else that people can do to make sure that their testosterone levels are good? So
I was going to ask that too. Like, can you bring them back up? Can you actually bring them back?
Yeah. So there's several things that you can do naturally to raise your testosterone. So 2 of them are actually in my supplement.
Okay.
They're the trace minerals, boron and selenium. And I think we talked about that. But again, so the boron, the trace mineral, it uncouples testosterone from sex hormone bonding globulin, if I can talk, which is the protein that binds up testosterone. So when it's bound, it's not active to activate your receptors, so you don't see that testosterone. Okay, so what you want is free testosterone. So when guys get checked, and I recommend anyone get checked, guys, if you feel like your energy is low, if your libido is low, if you're having ED issues, if you're more irritable, you can't get all these things, I would get your testosterone checked. But when you get it checked, you have to get a free and a total testosterone, because if the doctor is just checking the total testosterone, it does not tell the whole story. And a lot of times I get people that come into my office and their PCP has checked their T levels and they fell within the normal range, which is really broad, but they may be at the low end of the normal. And the doc says, oh, you're okay. You should be fine. And that's not the case. You have to check that free, because your total could be normal, but your free could be low. And that's what you're actually feeling. So that is something that needs to be checked. But not only, with supplements, but when we talk about, I want to dispel a myth about soy.
Okay.
That's
a good one.
Please,
that's a good one. Please.
That is a good one.
Because they say soy has estrogen in it, and that,
right.
Guys are supposed to be getting that or something like that. Plant estrogens.
Listen, I believe that initially. After I did some more research, discover that soy does not change estrogen levels in you. Like you're not going to get feminized by eating soy. Okay. That's not the problem. The problem, and you alluded to this before, is sugar. The problem is sugar and fat, because particularly if you are not burning that sugar off, guess what happens to it? It gets stored up as fat in your body.
Into fat, yeah.
Okay. And why is that important? Well, in your fat, you have an enzyme that converts testosterone to estrogen.
You gotta be kidding me.
So if you are, yes. And so that's why obesity is linked to ED as well, because the more fat tissue you have, the more adipose, the more of an enzyme called aromatase you have. And the more it's siphoning off testosterone from what your body is making and converting it over to estrogen, and it's blunting the effects of the testosterone. Okay. So you need to hit the gym. You don't need to avoid soy. You need to hit the gym, burn off this fat.
Yeah.
So you have aromatase.
Wow. I did not know that.
That is crazy.
That's huge.
Yeah. And there are two other ways you can raise testosterone naturally. One is to get sleep.
Okay.
Your body's normal circadian rhythm. You will build testosterone overnight when you get sleep. Okay.
Wow.
John, you know about this in the morning, right? Right?
Yeah,
you know about that?
Yeah, every morning. Yeah. Like what's going on?
You know about that, right? So morning wood, right?
Yeah,
that's why you have morning wood, is because
I did not know that.
You got good sleep.
You got good sleep. It was building overnight. And so guys, don't rob yourself of sleep. Sleep is good. Sleep is your friend.
Yeah.
When you're burning at both ends and you're not getting good sleep, you will see. So I would dare say, if you are not waking up with erections in the morning, you need to check your T levels.
You are kidding.
Wow.
That's everybody.
And but
That's all of them.
But Q, you're not saying, Dr. Q, you're not saying that I need to wake up with an erection every day, or else that means my level is low, right?
No. I mean,
you're saying it should be a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It should be it should be more the norm than not.
Yeah.
Wow. And finally, exercising. When we exercise with weights,
yes,
you're in the weight. Your muscles release testosterone, so you build up that testosterone that way as well. So
I'm sorry,
Andrew just timed this. Going to bed now. Good night.
Andrew.
Oh my goodness. We normally ignore the chat during the conversation just so we can pay attention.
I just glanced over real quick. I couldn't help it.
I couldn't help it.
That's hilarious. No. Well, you think about it, like these guys that are look at athletes. when your testosterone levels are the highest is when you're in your 20s, early or late teens, 20s. But you look at these guys that have longevity, that have made like LeBron, like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like you ask them what they do, and they get sleep. Like they are in the dude.
That sleep chamber
LeBron,
that LeBron
10 hours.
Yeah.
LeBron gets 10 hours a day.
Wow.
Like how do you maintain that body and that performance from year to year in your 40s? Like is he in the 40s or upper 30s?
No, he's 38 or something like that, but he's close.
Yeah. He's close.
Yeah, but Tom Brady was over 40. He was like 42 and he was still playing.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
It's bananas.
But these athletes. So I just saw something on ESPN that they did like a 30 for 30 or something. They were talking about all these guys in their sleep regimen and how they will nap during the day before a game.
Okay, so I was just about to ask you, naps, is that included in the sleep hours?
Yeah, are you just talking about overnight sleep or are you talking about napping
we
too?
think when we say sleep, we're thinking overnight, and then naps are not included in those hours.
Right. Yeah, anytime you're getting REM sleep, that can happen.
Okay.
So if you're getting a deep sleep, that can happen. Something else, this is just a fun fact that I learned too about sleep. And that is when you get sleep, you have, and I say this on my blog too, there's a system called the glymphatic system in your brain that is like a power washer for neurotoxins that build up during the day. It only gets turned on at night when you're getting sleep. And the process of cleaning out your brain takes 8 hours. And scientists have looked at the brain and they thought, oh, maybe it was just some kind of just like a stream of, just flushing things out gently. They said, no, they were like jets.
It's like a power washer.
Power washing your brain out. And so have you ever not gotten good sleep and woken up and you had foggy brain?
All the time.
Yeah. Can't think. Yeah.
Yeah, because you did not allow your body, your brain to flush itself out.
You didn't complete the power washing cycle.
Exactly.
So you woke up feeling
are you
foggy.
saying that has to be 8 hours straight?
No, that is, yes, that to complete the process.
That particular thing.
That thing is an 8-hour process.
Yes.
Wow.
You will get some degree of it, obviously, anytime you get REM sleep, but to complete it, it's 8. Yeah.
So we need to get 8, babe.
That is very interesting.
It's extremely interesting.
Yeah.
So you basically said that there are things you can do in order to affect ED positively. And I want to ask you about some of the lifestyle things and maybe some of the other things that might help. But before I ask you that, I want to ask you this. Is there an age? Is there an age after which it does not matter? In other words, like, are there things that I can do as a man that you're about to tell me that will allow me to continue to achieve and hold an erection in order to be able to have intercourse way longer than a regular person would? In other words, most people, by the time they hit 65, that's it. But if I do these things, I can keep going. I'm just making that number up, but I'm just asking. Is there a point at which it's like, well, don't even try, because at 80, it's just, who cares? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You ain't going to be able to do it.
No. So this is a great question because age really is not associated with ED.
Oh, you're kidding.
Okay.
Well, we do see 80-year-olds having babies and all that.
What's
the name?
Well, I just
Larry King. He got like a 2-year-old.
I just assumed he went and did that in a lab somewhere.
No, he did not. No, he did not. He was like 80 and got like a 10-year-old. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, it happens. I mean, we hear it biblically too, like,
That's true.
But no, that's a common misconception that's associated. No, it's associated with time and lifestyle, and either you have been doing things to help preserve and maintain through your life or you have not. And you got to pay the piper at some point, right? So if you are not exercising regularly, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not now, but the one thing I would say, if anybody takes anything from this, is maximize the amount of antioxidants that you consume.
Yeah. So tell us where we can get
like
those. Where
blueberries,
can we
stuff
get
like that?
antioxidants from? Yeah.
Yes. All the berries,
All the
obviously.
berries.
Okay.
It's a naturally man supplement.
Yes,
Come
it
on,
is.
somebody.
Yes, it is. I take mine every morning.
Listen, I loaded it up with antioxidants because this is so important.
Wow.
When we talk about preservation, like
Yeah.
John, you're fine with getting old. I don't want to get old. I don't
Exactly.
want.
He always wanted to be old, right?
So the reason
you
I'm fine.
picked that up too, Q.
The reason I'm fine with getting old is because even though I say that, I feel young. I mean, I feel great. My number is getting bigger, but I feel great. So it's like getting old means nothing to me. It's like my number's getting bigger, but I don't feel old. So anyway.
Yeah, but he always got to be talking about it. We don't have to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We just be young at our age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But there's a reason why. It's your diet and lifestyle. You guys work out. You're very health conscious. You eat healthy. You watch what you put in your body. These things matter over time. They pay off big dividends over time, right? And so the converse is true. If you're not taking care of your body, if you're not watching what you eat, if you're not exercising, guess what? It's going to come back to bite you. So antioxidants are, the bioflavonoids, which is in the supplement, but you get it in berries, all the berries. If, again, the green tea is full of antioxidants, vitamin C. There's just so much in fruits and vegetables in general, right? So you want to really be consuming these things. If you can, obviously supplement, but that's the best thing to eat that way. Right. And so why that's so important is because there are, again, free radicals that are trying to I won't say they're trying to destroy your body, but that's what they do. These are unstable oxygen species that we get from processed food, from fried food, dairy. All these things will lead to the generation of free radicals. That's why smoking is so bad, because that really generates a lot of free radicals. And when these free radicals go around, they're out there scavenging. They're looking for places to get electrons from, because they're unstable. They want to be whole. They want to be stable. So they will take from your cells, your DNA, your protein, your blood vessels, and they make things unstable. So what happens? What does it happen when it takes away from your DNA? You get mutations. You get cancer because of that, right? What happens when it affects your blood vessels? Well, they get stiff. They don't produce nitric oxide anymore. And so they don't expand, right? Wow. And so it helps with the aging process. It helps preserve you. So that's why antioxidants are so important. So that's the one thing.
So antioxidants like attack the free radicals? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So antioxidants provide, they say, here, you want an electron? Here's an electron. Go be stable. Leave us alone, right? That's how they work.
Wow. I love that.
So we need to be having, we need antioxidants every day, because that really just, wow.
Yes.
So real quick, there was one question that just came in that says, is it true that the most beneficial hours of sleep are before midnight, meaning going to bed earlier is better? And you were just talking about the bed thing earlier. Is that a thing?
Yeah, no, it is a thing. I don't know the exact science behind that, but I've heard sleep experts and neuroscientists talk about the importance of going to bed before midnight. And I don't know the exact science about it, but there is something to it.
Yeah. We gotta keep that in mind.
I know.
So
I need to be getting. It changed, because before it was like 8 hours. You need 8 hours. You need 8 hours, and all of a sudden it was like you need 7 to 8. And I was like, when did we say 7 to 8? Like what happened there?
Right.
Now, I mean, of course, 7 hours, that's good too. But now that I know about the whole sweeping out the brain, honey,
you mean the
flushing it out.
He called it power washing.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need
about
that
to
power
get my
wash.
8 hours.
Right.
but let's just talk about this too, because, and I know, anyway, this is a big deal when you talked about the sleep thing, because some people have a hard time sleeping. Some people have a hard time going to sleep. Do you feel like I mean, we know that exercise and all that helps as well. Are there any other things that we can do that helps with, and I know you're not a sleep expert, but you know about the foods and the natural things that we can do to
Yeah.
actually get to sleep
Yeah.
faster and all night, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Eat a banana.
Really?
Yeah. Bananas have melatonin in them.
I
And
didn't know that.
can help you with sleep. Excuse me. When
Wow.
you there's several sleep hacks that you can do. There, you can cool the room. That kind of let your
Yes.
body know it's time to go to bed when the room is cooler. Sleep with either very loose clothes or naked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
started just because we share too much information on the show. I started
Yeah.
sleeping naked like maybe a year ago.
Yes. Yes.
It's
been
amazing.
learning that.
Now let me tell you why it's amazing though,
Yeah, a
because
lot of
in the
benefits from that.
bed beside April, it's really too hot most of the night. Like there's something that happens, her body temperature raises, and I'm like, yo, it's sweltering in here. But when I'm naked, I'm fine. Now I can't sleep naked when she's not in the bed though. So like when
Okay.
I'm out of town or something like that, I'm freezing because it's got
Yeah.
enough heat in the bed. Anyway,
Yeah.
Tell it all.
just so you know.
Tell it all, Barry.
Yeah. No,
I
a
won't tell
lot of
my side.
benefits. A
I
lot of
won't tell my
benefits of sleeping
Yes.
naked. But also, just kind of making sure that there's no light pollution. That it's dark enough. Get blackout
Yeah.
curtains
We got blackout curtains
Yep.
too.
if you need that, or eye mask. Noise pollution, reduce that. But something that's just very simple that you can do to kind of get you into that parasympathetic nervous system is just to breathe. Just concentrate on your breathing. If you take 3 deep breaths, and you can take more than that, but just inhale real slow, hold it, exhale real slow. I'm telling you, you do that a few
Start getting
times,
sleepy.
right?
It calms you.
the nervous system
Yeah,
down.
it does.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's
amazing,
amazing.
man.
Wow.
All right, so this is really the last thing. It's the most important thing, in my opinion.
What's that?
Okay, so I'm sure we talked about sort of preventative stuff. We talked about things that people can do, all that, and that's cool. But we also want to know, like, this is what you do. So
Yes.
what are the treatments for ED? Like, do you do stuff? Okay, sorry.
Actually,
April
I'm really sorry.
else.
I'm really
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I have to ask this question first. We want that to be the last
Yeah,
question.
good.
The
All right,
treatments.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
But before that, I do want to ask, as a woman, as a wife, what are some things that you've experienced with some of your patients or whatever, where you feel like there are some things that that women can do to either not make it, but cause ED to be, I guess, to be worse or to be better.
So basically,
You know what I mean? Like to help with if there is anxiety there that's causing it, or
Yeah.
if there is what did we say? What is it called?
you
Scroll down so I can see.
you talking about performance anxiety?
Yes, performance
yeah,
anxiety.
yeah,
Are there some things that we can do
Yeah.
as spouses to help reduce that?
Decrease performance anxiety.
Yeah, that's a great question, because I really feel like there is a role for spouses. Really, it's just about taking the pressure off, and not letting just one definition of sex be sex, right?
Yeah.
Right? Just penis and vagina, that's it,
Right.
And so when there is performance anxiety, it's usually related to that act, right? And so first of all, by not minimizing it, because it's important to him,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he feels bad about it anyway. He doesn't really want to talk about it.
Right.
But
Right.
if he's open enough to talk about it, let him know that that's not everything, right?
Right. Right.
Number one, but that there are other ways to be intimate. And that, again, like we talked about, this penis and vagina sex is not the most pleasurable for women, right? So you don't have to, that doesn't have to be it all the time.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when there is that sort of thing, then the best thing to do is just relax, just play, just enjoy the moment. that sex at the end does not have to be the end result, or intercourse at the end does not have to be the result, but just learning how to relax, learning how to breathe, learning how to be in the moment, get out of your head. See that is so when the pressure's off, when it's not like we got to do this thing, or
right.
Yeah.
Then your nervous system can relax and you can be calm. And the other thing is, don't avoid it. Don't avoid sex, because that makes it worse. That just amplifies the anxiety. So that's what we do as guys. You're like, man, I ain't gonna be successful. I'm not even going there, right? And it just shuts everything down. It makes the next time even more anxious, right? Because it's been longer now. Now I really don't think I'm going to perform, right? And then it really affects your intimacy, because it's like, if that's the only way we're experiencing intimacy, then that's not good, right? And so this is where women can show men a little thing about just intimacy, and just being together and just sharing and just enjoying each other, and not necessarily it be one way.
Right. Wow, that's good.
That's good advice.
That is good.
Like
couples therapy, yes, that is also helpful. Definitely.
Somebody said that just now. Couples
We're
therapy.
all about
That's
therapy, definitely.
Talking about it, having conversations about it, it's just it's really important.
Yeah, it is. All right, so give us some of those treatments. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that you're doing to help guys, because some of those things are not only mental. You mentioned some things going on with blood vessels and things like that, and what kinds of treatments are out there that you're actually doing?
So it's important, because everybody is not healthy enough to say just doing one thing, exercise, eating. They may try that, it doesn't work. It may not work. Right. And so we have to be realistic too. It may not work. And so there are so many ways to get erections. There's no reason why you should not have an erection, because we have the technology. Okay. So I brought some props.
Hey.
And so
we started at the end of the show with something that maybe people aren't going to be able to handle, but we'll see.
We'll see. But I like in my practice, I go stepwise from the least invasive to the most invasive thing, right? So first we talked about pills. If pills don't work, then you can use something called a vacuum erection device.
Real quick, just to ask you, hold on, why wouldn't a pill work? Because it's just not strong enough to get past whatever your health issue is?
Your blood vessels it may be that, just your blood flow still isn't that great. But remember, I told you that the psychological factors, you may get it up, but it may just come back down.
Right.
You may not be able to maintain it.
So the pill might help you get it up, but you won't maintain it, and that of course is not helpful, because you need it to be maintained during the act.
So I'm sorry, I accidentally saw this comment again. Andrew again talking about I'm awake again. He's ready to see the props.
Oh man, we're almost out of time, but here we go. So this is a vacuum erection device, okay? Wow. And
right, hold on, Q. I'm about to move something off the screen real quick. Okay, good. Now I can see it better.
Yes.
All right, I moved your name down a little bit.
Okay, so this is a vacuum erection device. Okay, now they have different components to them. Sometimes you can get the one that is electric, so it's battery powered, or you can get the manual, which is what this is. Okay, and so basically, essentially, what you do, you insert the penis into the cylinder, okay? And you have to create a seal, okay? So that's the most important part. You can't just put it on and pump it up. So that means you got to do some manscaping. You can't have you can't have a jungle down there.
Okay. Because it won't have the seal.
Right.
No, it won't have the seal, right? So do some manscaping, shave down there. And then you want to use some lubrication, okay? So usually they come with some type of lubricant that you use. So you want to put the lubricant, you put a thin layer over the penis, but also at the base. Yeah. And then when this rubber part hits the skin, it creates that seal. Okay. And so then you want to pump. And as you pump, you will see your penis grow in the tube.
Interesting.
Right? Yes. And what I tell guys who are doing, who aren't getting erections regularly, because remember, the penis is an organ, it needs blood flow just like any any organ, right?
That's
to be
right.
healthy,
Yes.
right? You don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So guys that are not getting erections regularly, like in the mornings or whatnot, I recommend getting a vacuum erection device to simulate that or to do that. You're getting oxygenated blood flow into the penis, okay? But I recommend not, so when you pump up, leave it up for a minute, then let it down, then pump up again. Leave it up for a minute, like you're kind of exercising it, right?
Yes.
Let blood flow in.
Oh,
And
wow.
you will see as you do this, things will expand down, right? But you got to be careful. There are a couple of things you don't want to get the boys hung up in there. That's not good.
Good point. That would not feel good at all. Listen, this is information for life, son.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Where else can you get something like this? I mean, I'm talking about this kind of information. You know what I mean?
Well, I do have this on my Ask Dr. Q YouTube. How to use this,
Beautiful.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But the other part, the most important part, because I have patients that use it, like, doc, it doesn't work. And I was like, did you use the ring? And they're like, oh, no. So you have to use a ring, okay? Now, what this is this like stretchy band, right, that you put over the cylinder. Okay, like that. Okay. And so when you pump up, you got that blood flow, then you want to slide this back off to the base of the penis to keep the blood in.
Oh, that's what keeps it in.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I was just about to ask you that. What is that even doing if it's not? But your point is you put the ring on to keep it in. Now it stays there. The blood stays in this. Okay.
What?
Wow.
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
And when you buy these these vacuum erection devices, you can get them on Amazon.
No way.
Yep. You just type in vacuum erection device, and you can get these. Now, they'll come with a series of rings. Yeah. So you want to pick one that is not so tight that it hurts,
of course,
right? Yeah. And not too loose that it doesn't keep.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
So you're gonna have to play with that a little bit and figure out what's the right size and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly.
So basically, this is encouraging to many men who would say, well, my issue is actually health related and I can't find any way around. This might be an alternative that allows them to still enjoy intercourse.
Yes. It's a non-invasive treatment option, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so a lot of people like that because it's not invasive. Now, I recommend starting out with the manual version because you can control it a little bit better.
Okay.
If you travel with it and if it gets wet or, you don't have to worry about the batteries.
Right. There's no batteries.
Not working and ruining your weekend and whatnot. So, so you want to get this. But again, this is, some people like it, some people don't because it's mechanical. It's not spontaneous. Yeah. Hold on.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But you can make it a part of foreplay. It could be,
that's true.
So creative
with it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But the point is, it allows you now to have an option that wasn't there before because you couldn't keep an erection. So, a lot of people might say that's good.
And some people who can get erection but can't maintain it do use a constrictive ring or a cock ring that sometimes it's called to put at the base to keep the blood flow in. Okay. So if you can get one, you just can't maintain it. You may not need a vacuum. You just need a little band that just kind of keep the blood in.
Okay.
Wow. I did not know those types of things were out there.
I know. Me neither. Well,
you kind of did.
I kind of did.
We just never saw it.
Right. I never saw it. I'll tell that story another time. Maybe I should tell it now because people are going to think it's weird.
Yeah.
So my grandfather years ago got he had prostate cancer and he got surgery, and I was asking him how he was doing, and he was just telling me, "I'm good. I got this pump thing." I was like, "What?" And he explained.
He
now, this
sure
is,
did.
Q,
He
this
sure
is 20 years ago. Okay.
Wow.
And he said to me, I got this thing. He told me how you do it, all this stuff. I was like, what? He explained it. I never saw it. I don't know anything, what I'm saying? But he explained exactly how it works. And he was saying he loves it because, the surgery made it so that he couldn't keep an erection, but now he has this pump thing. And I'm like, oh, wow. I didn't know anything about how it works.
I just heard, he was like, yeah, my granddad used a pump. I was like, what? But now,
now I know what he's talking about.
What he's talking about.
I'm sure this technology you have is better than what he had, but still, obviously, the concept has been around for a while.
It's a concept, yeah, man. What a interesting and awkward conversation to have,
dude.
Man.
I came right back after this. I told April, I said, "Why would he tell me that?" He didn't care at all. He was grinning from ear to ear, man. He was beaming.
I don't care. I can get it up. I don't care. Right. Who knows? I'm gonna tell the world.
Exactly.
Wow, that's special. Wow.
What else you got? Any other props?
So, well, one other option before I bring out the other prop.
Okay.
There's injection therapy. Now, that is injecting a medication directly into the corporal body, which is one of the erectile bodies of the penis, directly in. Now, it's a small needle, small amount of medication, like a TB syringe, right? And you just stick it in the side, and you kind of massage it in because there's communication between both. So you just massage it, and within minutes you have a full-on erection.
Whoa.
So was this something? This would be something we would do ourselves. We would administer ourselves as a couple, or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going into the doctor's office and getting the doctor to do it.
Well, no, we do demonstrate how to do it
first.
You know, so you got to wear some loose pants, I guess, if it works. But and there are ways that you train so that you don't injure yourself when you do it. Obviously. But the difference between that type of erection and the erection that you get with a vacuum is that it's an anchored erection, meaning it fills up the entire corporal body that goes all the way back to the pubic bone. Okay, instead of just the surface, because half of the penis you can't see; it's behind the skin, right? Yeah. And so with a vacuum, it's only stiff up front, so it's kind of on a hinge a little bit. It's not all the way back, right? So that's the difference. But one of the downsides is that it can you can get an erection that lasts too long,
like a priapism.
Yes,
I've heard that word on one of these medical commercials. Cialis or something. Say if you get a priapism, call your doctor. And I was thinking, what man is gonna be mad about that? We all be like,
if you gotta go out though.
Well, that's true. You're right. That's a problem.
I'm telling you, it's not a good time. People think it's a good time.
Cannot be.
It's not because what happens is that it's like over time, like you're getting, unless you have high flow priapism. Where it's oxygenated blood going, but when it's low flow and it's just venous blood, it's almost like you're starving the penis of oxygenated blood, basically. And so it's almost it starts to hurt because
that's not good.
It's very, very painful. And so people who have like sickle cell disease should be very careful with doing this type of therapy.
So you might not actually recommend it to someone like that.
Yeah, that would not be my first option for them, for sure. Okay.
Wow.
And so, but a lot of people like it because it feels more like a natural erection.
Yes.
You know, you just get your mind past the needle part, then you're home free on that one. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Then we have there's a few other options, but they're not as good as this one here. This is I'm going to show this part first because it's a little easier to see. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a penile prosthesis, an implant. Okay. And so this diagram shows cylinders. So remember we talked about the corporal bodies filling up with blood?
Yes.
Well, instead of the corporal bodies, you insert some cylinders that fill up with saline when you pump it up. Okay, there's a pump that goes into the scrotum. I'm going to flip it around and show you what one really looks like. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so this is a penile prosthesis. This is one obviously that's deflated. And so there are three components to it. I'm trying to orient this right. All right, three components. So you have a reservoir that holds the fluid, the saline. You have the cylinders that fit inside of the penis. And then you have a pump that sits inside of the scrotum. Okay. Now, when you want to have an erection, now all of this is internal. Nothing is visible.
Can't see it, right?
You can't see it.
That's
and
all internal.
It's all internal. It can all be put in through one incision.
What?
Okay.
So would you consider this minimally invasive?
I wouldn't say it's
That don't look
minimally invasive.
I'm about to say, it don't look minimal at all to me. But you talked about that little incision. I was thinking, okay, maybe that wouldn't be that bad.
No, you don't want to see. I mean, the surgery is kind of medieval. You don't want to see it.
Oh, whoa.
It get kind of bloody.
Okay.
But when you're ready to have intercourse, there's a pump right here that fits sort of behind the testicles, and you start pumping.
You're kidding.
And as you pump, water or saline from the reservoir starts to fill the cylinders.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
And as you pump, the cylinders they're expanding in length and in girth, at least at this particular model does. And so once you say, well, how many pumps can I pump? It's basically you pump until you can't pump anymore, until it's physically difficult. That's when you know it is a full erection. Okay. Yeah. Now there are a couple components to the cylinders. The tips of the cylinders are a little stiffer. They're made of a different material than the shaft.
Okay.
Because they fit behind the head of the penis to help with penetration. Right? It's got to be a little stiffer, right, to enter.
Yeah.
And then we talk about how the penis expands beyond what you can see. And so you have these rear tip extenders to go all the way back to the pubic bone. So it fills the whole entire shaft, right? And I'm gonna answer the question before someone asks, what size do you know what to put in?
Right.
Right, because they come in different sizes.
Right.
So basically, we measure you. Once we get in, we measure the corporal bodies. We measure distally and proximally, and that gives us your length.
Okay.
And then that's how we know what size to put in. Okay. Now, when you are finished, now it's important to note, when you're having sex with one of these, you feel everything. Okay. This is not something that is not fun. Okay. You feel it all.
Oh, okay. You mean in a good way?
In a good way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're still getting all the same pleasure. It's just instead of blood in the cylinders, it's or blood in the corpora.
Yes.
It's cylinders, right?
It's saline.
Yes. Now your partner feels all you.
Okay.
Okay. There's nothing artificial about what they feel as far as the erection.
Wow, that is amazing.
It's still a warm erection. Now, here's the other thing: is when you have an orgasm, you don't go down.
Oh,
you stay up.
Wow. Now you have to release the valve or something to make it.
That's right. So there's a little valve right here.
Wow.
That you can press in order to release it, or else you won't go down. Okay.
Wow.
So when you do this, you press it. You got to have two hands. So I don't have two hands, but when you press this button, you squeeze the cylinders, and the fluid goes back into the reservoir.
Wow.
And that's it. So you have flaccid again.
Wow.
That's some serious technology.
No, that's like next level stuff. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
That's what we know nothing about. I mean, like, who knows about this?
But
what?
this can provide for people the ability to still enjoy each other physically, even though they may have some ailment that keeps them from being able to do it the natural way.
And I'm actually really glad we're learning about this, because we get these kinds of questions all the time.
We do.
Yeah. And we have given answers based on what we have learned from you. Usually. Yes. We usually give, but now there's more that we can say and offer to them, or that things that they can speak to their doctor about.
And we can just send them directly to Dr. Q's Instagram page, because I'm sure he has all kinds of tutorials and junk on there.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Now here's a crazy. I don't even know if I should tell you this, because this is gonna blow your mind. But I just got back from the AUA conference, and the technology with these things is advancing.
Wow.
To the point where it's going to be like remote control, like Bluetooth.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
You click a button on your
take
phone.
Your phone. That's serious.
That's the future. They actually have a model that in development that vibrates.
What?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
That's a game changer.
So I know we got to end the show, but do you feel like the technology for men to be able to have,
an erection?
Yes, and all of that, is at another level than the technology they have for women.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ours is obviously it's a more mechanical process, right? So
right.
we probably need a little bit more technology.
But I mean, there could be technology where you need to get a little more moist. You know what I'm saying? And something squirt out on this. Do they have that? You know what I mean? Like a device that sits in there.
Because we talked about that last.
And you press it on your phone.
Couple
you
weeks
Bluetooth.
ago. Talked about a couple weeks ago the fact that you start hitting.
Exactly.
What's the name of the thing?
What?
What's the name of the thing that you're?
Menopause?
Yes, thank you. Menopause.
That you're. What?
That we were talking about last week. Is what I meant to say.
Okay. Anyway. But yeah, like anyway, just listening to what you're saying, learning all of this, it's just amazing how the technology for men to be able. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, it would be nice if
they had some things like that.
I'm just saying. Yeah. You can create that too, Q. You can go ahead and start on that.
Well, I got the Naturally Her working on that. So
that's
what I'm talking about. That's what we need.
Yeah.
It's
coming. Hey, you guys will be the first to try it out. So
of course we will.
Definitely.
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna keep doing the man.
You know what I'm
saying? You see, he can't do anything that says her on it.
No, I wouldn't even try. You know what I'm saying? No thanks.
Yeah, no, the opposite would not happen for sure.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna end the show with the alphabet advice.
Yes.
And I believe you gave us the last time you were our first, I believe. Wasn't he?
No, he was the second one. He was B.
Yes, because he said brotherhood.
Yes,
I remember that.
Yes,
you were the second.
Yes.
So now you are the fourth. If you could give us alphabet advice with the letter D.
Yes.
We're on D now.
We're on D.
Ooh. Man. Guys, you know what?
Don't say it.
I'm a urologist. It's the finals going on right now. Like, guys, just don't forget about that D. Work on the D.
Defense. That's right.
Okay. Well, I was thinking of the D, but yeah.
I love it.
Many options. You do not have to suffer. You
right.
do not have to go without. There is help. Okay, that's the one thing I want guys to know, that we can fix it. You just need to come in. We can fix it.
Wow, that's great.
Find a urologist in your area.
Man.
You can probably DM Ask Dr. Q for some recommendations.
True.
On his Instagram.
Yeah. Thank you so
Q, this is amazing.
much. I have learned. I mean, I've just been learning all kind of stuff. Like,
honestly, man, we need to do a show on premature ejaculation next. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned that before.
I got you. Yeah, I got
a whole nother.
Thanks for coming back on so quickly. Even though you were on last month, you mentioned it to us that this is Men's Health Awareness Month, and this was a good month to have you back.
Yes,
and
I think
what you shared with us tonight was encouraging and it was very good, very educational.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we love what you're doing. We love how you are educating men and women. And I think it's needed. This is not talked about.
You're right. Yeah.
And I'm just so glad that you are out there talking about it. You're creating things to make it better. And we're just so proud of you and so glad to be a part of it.
Yeah. Keep it up.
Thank you guys for the platform. Thank you guys for helping us normalize these conversations.
That's what we're trying to do, man.
Don't have to be taboo. Let's talk about it. We're grown.
That's
we're too grown.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Or not to get it right. So let's talk.
And we never told anybody on the show to do this, but they need to share because there's a lot of people that probably need to have this conversation.
Oh, yes.
Share this with your friends and family, the different people that you know that may have questions about this very subject. And it may open up something to help out. Madeline says, well done, Q. And I'm sure there's others in the chat right now who are feeling the same way.
Definitely.
So thanks, man. We'll have you on again, sometime soon if you're willing.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
All right.
See you later.
Thanks so much.
First of all, that was amazing. First of all, we say the same thing every time. As soon as we're done, we say the same thing every time. That was amazing.
I'm on camera, so I didn't want to be like this the whole time.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, I had to fix my face because I'm sitting there like...
some of those props that he had were very interesting too.
I really had no idea.
So we got one person saying thanks for the info. If there's anybody else that wants to shout out Q, Dr. Q, and thank him, now's the appropriate time. We're not doing any Team John or Team A or nothing like that. It's definitely Team Q tonight. So you know what I'm saying? That was amazing.
It was.
By the
very
way,
informative.
Talisa said it's nice that Grandpa was so transparent. I actually thought it was kind of a cool
kind of cute
moment
that he would say that to his grandson.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Team
Ruth
Q.
Taylor said, great show. Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth.
Andrew Francis says Team Q. You know what I'm saying?
Andrew, you were the comedian tonight.
Oh,
you had me rolling.
That joke was hilarious, man. That dude went to bed and woke back up because of what was happening. You know what I'm saying? The information he was hearing.
That was really, really good. I will go down a rabbit hole now.
You talking about?
You know, reading articles and stuff about all of this because.
Well, let me also say
it's
that
just so interesting.
What he mentioned about why young people in their 20s or 30s will be coming. Oh man, he said
Boston's up by 13.
This thing's over. Dallas is not winning.
No.
And listen, your boy Kristaps Porzingis isn't even playing tonight. I don't think it don't matter.
You know,
it's just outmatched. But anyway, what I was gonna say is what Q said tonight about why young men come in talking about not being able to, you know, having erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
It's usually something mental, he said.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's porn related.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just performance anxiety type stuff.
Yeah.
So these are all good pieces of information I think can help.
And anxiety seems just to be higher now.
It does, doesn't it?
All around.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway. Well, we kept you on a little bit.
We need somebody else on to talk about that. Anxiety, how to you know.
How to minimize that?
How to minimize. I'm done. It's late. I need to go to bed and get my 8 hours. I'm not even talking no more.
You ain't getting no 8 hours at this point.
I'm getting my 8 hours. I'm
late.
getting my, what is it?
Your power wash?
My power wash. Getting my power wash.
We kept you on a little bit later tonight, but we know it was worthwhile, and we hope to see you next week. Thanks for joining us once again, Chimes. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
And
don't forget to get
you.
your naturally man.
Oh, there go Kay getting on there talking about great job. She shouting out her man.
Yeah. So go ahead and get your naturally man Chimes 10% off.
Oh yeah, do that right there. You know what I'm saying?
It works, guys. It's great.
www.naturaleman.com. Use code Chimes10 and you will get 10% off. Yeah, it's so funny.
Got jokes. All right, Madeline.
Minimalize.
Minimalize. I don't even know what I was saying.
April tied tongue.
Listen, I don't even fix it. I'll just be like, forget it. I ain't even gonna say the word no more. I'm done.
Oh my goodness.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Until then, work on that D.
Work on that D.
Defense.
Right.